Cake update. Why is it always the coworkers? I'm overwhelmed with all the support I've gotten the past week. I'm still off from work. My boss decided to give me 2 weeks instead of the one I requested. Good man he is. I've already split our savings in half, put half in an account in my name and changed auto, pay for the mortgage, credit freezes, etc., everything my lawyer advised me to do with the household funds. First off, we have no kids. Second, I'm seeing a therapist to help me. I found one that is well-versed in helping with infidelity. Seen him twice, and I am feeling a lot more balanced out. Still, some weird low points, but nowhere near the same amount of swing between the two. After the cake stunt, I'm definitely taking my lawyer's advice on anything from this point forward. He said, you can be happy or you can be right in regards to taking his advice, and I get that now. He told me that if my wife wants to return home that I'm not legally allowed to kick her out, but I should record all interactions with her. She's not staying at home again, still at her mom's, but she did want to come by Saturday to talk. My lawyer told me I could, but said he would prefer if she wants to talk to have it done at his office, with her own lawyer present as well as himself. I presented this to her, in email of course, and she responded that she didn't have a lawyer. My lawyer said, barring showing up at his office, have witnesses and record the meeting. I let my wife know this was my condition to talking with her. She actually accepted. So I had 2 mutual friends come in, all 3 of us with our phones on the table ready to record. She came in and tried to give me an awkward hug, but I just held my hand up and the phone started to record as the 4 of us sat down at the kitchen table. She was actually apologetic. She said she felt like she was watching a movie versus being in charge of her life. But it felt thrilling and with a rush. She asked if I wanted to know why. I said I really didn't care at this point. She felt that she owed that much to me and told me. She said that when she started going back to the office when it reopened, she got really close to 3 female coworkers, each a few years older than her, and 2 of them divorced. She said they wormed their way into her head, told her about how she's owed more than she's getting. They asked her constantly about her home life. The ringleader apparently was psychoanalyzing me from my wife's stories. My wife told them about my issue with managers back in my early career, and the ringleader took this to mean I'm threatened by educated people. The ringleader told her that I was a submissive male, and she needed a take-charge man in her life. That if I found out, I might have shouted and threatened, but get in line. My wife still has her job for now, but only just. The people that saw the cake was my wife, the 3 witches, her affair partner boss, and according to her 2 other coworkers that were lateral to her. The boss immediately ended the affair, told her to only communicate with him in email, and that if she ever tried to show up in his office alone, he would call in a coworker immediately. The 3 witches turned on her immediately and publicly berated her for doing such an awful thing. The other coworkers, according to her, didn't want to get involved with her soap opera. So, no reports to her. She said her 3 friends doing a 180 on her immediately sort of shook her out of her fog. She seemed really ashamed and said she had asked for $5 grand. I was confused because there was money left in her account. I made it a point that she had it. She was living with her mom. She didn't have any major expenses. It turns out the ringleader and the other 2 witches wanted to be paid for their silence. They're blackmailing her and gave her a deadline. Lesser will know all the sordid details. She was pleading for help. I told her that there's no going back to normal after this. Everything will change. That if she bends now, it will be more money later. Best for her to report herself, her boss, and her coworkers. It would work better than having sleepless nights waiting for the knife to fall. She seemed to hem and haw on that, but she did finally ask the big question. What about us? Where does that leave us? I told her there was no US. That's done, and she best get herself that lawyer to go over the divorce. The best I can do is tell her how to handle her work situation, but she most likely needs to find another career after this. I also said she needs to go to therapy herself because someone who could go to laughing in my face to pleading for help a week later needs help sorting themselves out. She pointed out the cake, and all I said to that was, yeah, and I am seeing someone for that. She left soon after that. No word on if she will follow my advice or try to pay her coworkers blackmail. Why is it always the coworkers?